As a special bit of Lanya, Pelican Beat had an opportunity to hear how things used to be from legendary former state representative V.J. Bella of Berwick.
My name is Vincent V.J. Bella, and I was here in 1972 to 1991, the last part of 91, under Buddy Roma. Buddy Roma then appointed me as state fire marshal. I represented District 50, which is St. Mary Parish and St. Martin Parish. Now, the St. Martin Parish part of it is the rich part of the parish, Bell River in Stevensville, down by St. Mary. So that's where I'm from.
What made you decide to get into politics?
Well, at that time, there was reapportionment going on in the 71, you know. And Wimpy Bauer was the representative from our area, and he was moving over to the Senate. So then the people of my area decided to ask me to run. Now, you got to understand, I don't have to impress you because I was a barber. I was a barber in Berwick. And so then I put my name in to the hat, and I ran against Press Foster and Blackie Burley. Mr. Burley was a former senator. And of course, I didn't have an inkling think that I could win, but I knew everybody. I was a local fire chief, and I was in the JCs, and I had a lot of, I guess, get up and go. And so people wanted to change, and through, I guess, I beat them both in the first primary and never thought I had a chance. But I knew everybody in my area. And when I came here, and this is an important point, I made up my mind if I did win, I was going to be a representative of the people of the state of Louisiana. I was going to be my district's voice in the state of Louisiana. When I say that, that's very important. I let my people know that I wasn't coming here to be a police juror, a councilman, or a local government man. I was coming here to be one voice out of 144 people. And so when you go in with that idea, you can then become a good representative. Because I'll tell y'all, what goes on in Berwick, Louisiana, affects Lafayette, or Shreveport, or New Orleans. So when you come here, not being a guy that says, I'm going to bring home the bacon, whatever that's supposed to be. Because you see, that's what's wrong with government. And that's why government has gotten so big. Because you got to always remember who you are and where you came from.
Who was your favorite legislator?
My favorite member? Well, Raymond Laborde was my favorite guy. Him and I got married together for 19 years. We sat together with the longest sitting group it was. And I never did want to be a senator. I never wanted to be God. So I never wanted to be a senator. I wanted to be where the battle was. And one thing about me, I was a very outspoken legislator. I wasn't scared to talk about anything in the state of Louisiana. If I had to talk about the governor, I talked about the governor. If I didn't like his budget, I didn't like his budget. But I wasn't scared to represent my people.
What's the biggest difference between the time you served and today?
Well, I won't be honest with you. Today, we have some good people that's probably running and that's in office. The problem today, the legislators that serve today don't try to read the bill. Raymond Laborde and myself, I read every bill that came out of a committee. I knew what every bill did. I could never, if you asked me a question about a bill, I could never lie to you because I knew what the bill did. And I marked the bill up. Today, if you ask me to show you my vote, I could show you my vote from 1972 to the time I got out. I kept a ledger on my journals. I can't lie to you because I wrote it down. Whether I voted yes or no, if I voted for an amendment, if I didn't vote for an amendment. I knew what I was voting for. So I couldn't flim-flam you because I knew what it was. That's how important it was to me. I don't see that today. I see people not drafting bills just right. I see people not knowing what the bill does or what it doesn't do. And that's bad because you got to know what you're voting for. You realize you have 3,000 bills or 1,700 bills in a short session. That changes people's lives. That makes a difference in the way we live in Louisiana. So that's important. That's why people send you here.
What was the best thing about being a legislator?
The best thing I had when I was a legislator, I was in the mix of things, and I could voice my opinion and try to voice my district's opinion. And I was, like I told you before, I thought I would be the voice of the state, one voice for the state of Louisiana, because we have a good state. We have a lot of good natural resources. We're blessed in Louisiana with a lot of good things. But the trouble with us, we're always looking for greener pastures, I guess, instead of really realizing what we really have. You'd be surprised how many legislators doesn't know, especially even Baton Rouge legislators, doesn't know what's along this Mississippi coast. The Mississippi River in Baton Rouge, they don't know what some of the industry really does and what part it plays. In Louisiana, we have a lot of businesses, but we don't have enough suppliers. Nobody's ever taken us. And when I say that, I think about my area. My area used to be a lot of catfish. Guess what? We didn't have a supply. We'd have to go to Mississippi to have a supply. Right here in Baton Rouge, they make the inside of a tie. All of Capella rubber makes all kind of insides of a tie. The Exxon, they do all kind of stuff with the 3M. We got to go to another state to have a supply. We got the GM plant in Shreveport. We don't have supply. They got that, but we don't have other people that market stuff. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I was involved with the Indian Compacts. I was the governor's man on the Indian Compacts. The first compact was written in the state of Louisiana. Diane Williams was a Chitimacha native from Sharonton. But you see, the Chitimacha Indians, and even the Tunica Indians, they were starved to try to do something. They wanted to go in the furniture business. State of Louisiana wouldn't listen to them. The economic development wouldn't listen to them. They want to be like the people in Mississippi. And guess what? That's what started them off in the bingo. Then before you know it, in the bingo, here comes some high rollers from another state, taught them about casinos. They wasn't interested in doing the casino business, but they did. There was a sovereign nation, all right, but they did it. And what we did with the Indian Compact, the compacts that we dissolved was that they had to pay taxes and all that and things like that in the state of Louisiana. So they were paying their way. I know in Baldwin, Louisiana, Sharonton, Louisiana, they pay all the schools. They do all kind of good things. Develop. They build houses for their people. This is what it's all about. But people don't take time to learn a lot of stuff.
Thank you so much for visiting with us.
Well, I hope I give you some insight.